Question 2 for today. As a nail professional, I use professional products, but I would like to know a couple of things about the do-it-yourself kits on the market. First off, knowing how sloppy many people are when painting their own nails, aren't home gel polish kits an overexposure reaction waiting to happen? It's my theory that in the next couple of years, we're going to see an upswing in people allergic to enhancement products because of this. What are your thoughts? Well, you could be right, but I sure hope you're not. The salon industry could well be tainted by negative PR related to improper home use of these kind of products. Personally, I agree that professional nail products should not be used by untrained non-professionals. I also agree that these types of products can lead to adverse skin reactions if they are not used correctly and skin contact is not avoided. Some clients are more likely to develop adverse skin reactions than others, so it's always best to assume that any client may develop skin sensitivity. Therefore, skin contact should always be avoided. Also, nail coatings should be properly cured, which further reduces the potential for skin reactions. When not properly cured, nail enhancements when properly cured, I should say, when they're properly cured, a nail enhancement is not at all likely to cause an adverse skin reaction of any type. So this is why it's an important goal to achieve. Too many clients do develop skin sensitivities because nail professionals do not take care to avoid skin contact and do not properly cure the coatings. How many clients develop skin reactions? No one can say for sure. However, one evidence-based estimate was made by the Nail Manufacturers Council on Safety, and a second independent estimate was made by the Retail Nail Association. These estimates were collected from manufacturers and distributors, and they were based on complaints received from nail professionals and clients. These estimates were done independently of each other, yet they came to basically the same conclusion. And the results seem to be in line with the numbers of complaints received by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. Now, all this information was collected and presented to what's called the Cosmetic Ingredient Review Expert Panel, or the CIR, as part of their official safety review of artificial nail monomers and oligomers. Both groups reported to the CIR less than 7 adverse skin reactions per million nails applied. And that was for all types of artificial nail coatings, which is considered comparatively low, 7 in a million. By comparison, hair bleaches have been reported to have among the highest adverse skin reactions, reporting about 25 reactions per million applications. What? Why so many for hair bleaching? Of course, this information must be properly interpreted. Otherwise, some may jump to incorrect conclusions. This actually demonstrates that both artificial nail products and hair bleaches are generally not likely to cause these types of issues, and at least for most people. Or these values would be in the many hundreds of reported cases, not a relatively few skin reactions reported here and there over a multi-year period. Now, I am by no means minimizing this issue. Adverse skin reactions are an important issue that I will be talking about in many upcoming episodes. This is something our industry needs to face and challenge needs to face and conquer. However, most, if not all, of these adverse skin reactions are completely avoidable. That's the great news. If these products were always used properly, I'd expect these reported values to fall below 1 in a million. In other words, the reactions reported are almost always due to incorrect application and/or incorrect cure. For instance, some adverse hair bleach reactions resulted from improper mixing of 2-part hair bleaches or from incorrect application, which is usually the result if the manufacturer's directions aren't followed or the warnings aren't heeded. For example, I served as an expert witness for many years in court cases. Over the last 20 years, I've done many of these. Several cases have involved scalp burns using these kind of hair bleaches. Scalp burns can happen for other reasons as well, but several have happened because the stylist accidentally mixed 2 parts of the powder bleach with 1 part of the liquid activator, when the instructions called for 1 part powder bleach and 2 part liquid activator. In other words, they switched the concentrations and used twice as much powdered bleach as they should have used. This type of mixing error can cause some hair bleaches to heat to over 150 Fahrenheit. That's 65 centigrade, which can cause them to foam and leak from the foils to burn the thin tissue of the scalp. Clearly, professional nail products must also be used properly, or problems may develop that could harm consumers. When these products are used properly, they are safe. Now, here's an important question to consider. Why isn't there a big difference between the reported adverse skin reactions from professional products versus retail use products? Both were around 7 per million units. This suggests that although nail technicians may make prettier nails and may do less damage to their nail plate than an untrained consumer would, too many nail technicians are no better about avoiding skin contact or properly curing the products than would be retail users. Some in both camps, professional and retail, are becoming allergic, and at nearly the same rates, or having adverse skin reactions of some type. It could be an irritation. And it's happening at nearly the same rate. So it's likely due to skin exposure during application or improper curing, or both. Many nail professionals appear to be just as likely to overexpose the skin as the do-it-yourself crowd. Now, I've watched nail professionals work for many, many years, and I've seen some pay virtually no attention to avoiding skin contact. They are often the ones whose clients' skin around their nails is red and inflamed. This type of visible irritation is very likely an early warning sign of some kind of adverse skin reaction development. It may be a permanent skin reaction in the offing, getting ready to develop. So it could be an irritation or a permanent skin reaction. That's something we need to be concerned about. Now, permanent allergic reaction is not what it may sound like, but it's not a good thing either. Rashes and signs of visible irritation often go away after exposure is discontinued. But if the exposure to the allergy-causing substance resumes, the symptoms may return and worsen. Now, during my long career, only once do I recall a similar situation in which a retail nail coating product caused a significant increase in adverse skin reactions. This occurred when one of the very first UV gel companies in the United States began selling their products directly to consumers via a multi-level marketing scheme. That was not a good idea. UV gel kits were sold by consumers directly to other consumers with virtually no training. These kits were even being sold at local fairs and street markets. The products and application instructions were very poor, and there were virtually no warnings or precautions on the package. Users received far too little information and were not warned to avoid skin contact. To make matters worse, the UV lamp was very poorly designed. My testing showed that the lamp significantly undercured the product on the nail. Here's why that matters. Nail products harden when they reach a 50% cure, but they should be cured to at least 90%. I measured the degree of cure for retail products, and I believe it was around 60% for this product I'm talking about. No, it was only cured 60%, enough to harden, but really not enough to fully cure the product. Slowly over the next 16 weeks, it continued to cure like all nail enhancements do, but it never achieved more than a 70% cure. This means that users were exposed to improperly cured dust and filings, which can be a source of some skin reactions when long-term repeated skin contact to these dust occurs. Now, within 6 months after releasing this retail product that I've been describing, users began to develop skin itching, redness, and other complaints. After a little more than a year, the nail company went out of business. Not a surprise, given the business model and other factors involved here. Even so, home use or other professional, whether we're talking about home use or professional use, education is always going to be the key. Information is the best way to ensure proper and safe use. When the right information is used widely, nail techs can avoid issues related to irritation or allergy. But that's what they have to do. They have to understand and have this information. Because without this information, they're more likely to have these kind of problems. So back to the retail product. Its success is more likely going to have to do with how well the instructions and warnings are written, as well as how well the UV lamp is designed by the manufacturer. Hopefully those selling such products will learn from past mistakes and will not repeat these same mistakes. For instance, using an ineffective UV nail lamp to cure the coating. That's usually going to be the biggest problem with the retail. If the products aren't properly cured, that can lead to these sorts of problems as well. And unfortunately, that's what occurred last time. The lamps were not properly designed. That's my biggest concern, that a company developing a retail nail lamp would not put the effort into it to properly design it to ensure that it thoroughly coated, not just hardened the product at 50%, but thoroughly cured, I should say. I said thoroughly coated, I meant thoroughly cured. If we can do thorough curing of these things, that are likely going to reduce the chance of adverse skin reactions developing. Unfortunately, though, not enough understand the very important role that UV lamps play and why ensuring the proper nail coating ensuring the nail coating is properly cured is an important part of safe use. Hopefully, what you've asked will not happen, but only time will tell.